Hello Empower Champions, welcome to another video. So in this video I'll be talking about 5 ways in which you can keep out of debt. So before I go any further, welcome. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Vivek, and on this channel we talk about make money online, passive income ideas, money saving tips, freelancing tools and tips, budgeting, personal finance, and general ways in which you can achieve financial freedom. So, we all have some debts, right? We have some debts and we need to get rid of them. And we don't want to create any more debt. So, I'm going to talk about 5 ways in which you can stay out of debt. Number 1, create a budget. If you see me looking down, guys, I have some jottings here. Number 1 is to create a budget. So you want to create a budget to see where your income, what your income is or are, what your expenses are, right? And you have to ensure that your expenses do not surpass your income, right? You want to ensure that you're in the green, not the red, right? So you have to ensure that your expenses are low, right? Your income is it can be either fluctuated or just stable, but you have to try to manage your expenses so that you do not exceed your income. At the end of the day, you want to ensure that your net income is able, you're able to maybe save from it or invest it or maybe do something else, right? But you want to ensure that you are not in the red. You want to ensure that your expenses are less, right? It has to be less than your income. All right, so you ensure that you create a budget first and you track your expenses. When you create a budget, you'll be able, and you're tracking your expenses, you'll be able to identify those expenses that maybe you are not are not satisfying a need right now, because some of us we may, for example, may subscribe to some subscription that probably we're not using anymore, and like every month the money is deducted from your credit card, right? So you track your expenses to see what expenses you are no longer, it doesn't satisfy a need, and that has been, not really, it's not really working, or you're not using it anymore. So you just need to take that off, and you can use that money and to invest. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, avoid excessive monthly expenses, right? So don't be a compulsive spender, right? Meaning that you don't, you go to the, for example, you go to the supermarket and you just take up things, and you just take up things like that. No. Ensure that, for example, when you're going to the supermarket, ensure you have a list, a grocery list that you stick to. Stick to the grocery list. Don't go outside of the list if you want to try to stay out of debt. Guys, as I said before, you're gonna create the budget and you're gonna ensure that you track your expenses. So you don't want to go to the supermarket and you're just buying things, and at the end of the day you realize that your expenses is a certain amount and you never really budget for that. So try to focus on the needs first. What are your needs? Focus on those things first, right? And eliminate those expenses, right, that do not serve any purpose, right? So We want to ensure that we are not just signing up for everything that persons may market to you and say you need it, you need this, you need that. Focus on your needs. Focus on your needs. If you realize that your what you call it now, your, I would say your fingers tipsy, right? You have to ensure that you focus, because I mean, like using a credit card is so easy to do. Using it is so easy to do. So you want to ensure that you remain focused on your goal, which is to keep out of debt. Number 3, save first, right? Normally, when you're doing a budget, you normally have your income, then you have your expenses. What I realize is that it's best to save first, right? So ensure that savings is a part of the expense. Let it be the first line item. Put something towards saving, because many a times when we take out the normal expenses and we have a little bit of money, we sometimes want to spend it on unnecessary stuff. But make a concerted effort to take out, allocate savings as part of the expense. Take it out, just like how you're going to take out for your light bill, your water bill, your mortgage, or whatever it is. Or if you don't do it like that, you can either, I did a video where I said that in order to save for your emergency fund, you can do something like a salary deduction from your workplace, right, where you can set a certain amount to send to the financial institution. Or if that is not, you're unable to do that, then you can set up like a standing order at the financial institution, so that they will take out a certain amount from your salary to go towards your savings. So that can be done, but try to save first, right? Try to save first. And going back to the third topic about the saving first, I'd indicated that you need to have an emergency fund. Yes, you need to have an emergency fund, so just in case anything happens, you have at least 3 to 6 months expenses save up, right? The value of the expenses save up, that if anything, you're able to satisfy your expenses. If, for example, if you lose your job or something happen and you're unable to fulfill your obligations, at least you have the emergency fund in place where you can use that in the meantime to satisfy those obligations. So it's very, 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 very important to save your emergency fund, save for a rainy day, because if COVID has started anything, is that we need to have at least some money put down, because many persons lost their job and or had reduced income, and some persons might have savings, have some money put aside that they were able to sustain themselves from, their family as well, and until they were able to either get another job or start something for themselves. All right, so having an emergency fund is one way that will help you to stay out of debt, and it also will help, it also prevent you from unnecessary borrowing, right? So when you have money saved up, it prevents you from borrowing, like going to the bank to get a loan to do this, or borrowing from family members or friends or anything like that, right? So it's good to have that emergency fund. So that's one way of staying out of debt. And the last one is to pay your credit cards in full. Normally, it's best to pay your credit cards in full. So it 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 it, it prevents you from getting interest, right, on your account, as well as paying it on time will prevent you from having late payment fees added to your statement, right? If, for example, you are unable to pay it in full, you can there's normally a minimum payment amount that is on the statement. My advice to you is that you try to pay more than the minimum payment that is there, right? So at least it will cut down on the balance that you have, right? So try as much as possible to pay your credit cards in full and paying it on time, right? You might be in a bind and you're unable to pay it in full. Try to pay the minimum balance, right? Or the minimum payment, sorry, the minimum payment that is on the statement. Try to pay the minimum, right? So that will help you to, keep out of debt. And try to get credit cards. If you're using credit cards, try to get credit cards that give you reward points, right? So like if you shop, you will get like maybe $1 for every purchase made, or whatever it is. Or sometimes you might have like, for example, they say like do this like survey or something, and you will get like an additional maybe 1,000 points towards your card. That can work. And when you do that, when you use credit cards that have reward points, you are able to use that points to maybe purchase something, like maybe go to the supermarket, right? Use it as a voucher or a gift card, or whatever it is. You can even use, if when your points build up to a point, and for example you maybe don't have the money to pay on your credit card, and you have a certain amount there, probably you can use it to maybe use that points, that reward, to reduce the credit card balance. I know I have done it, right? And it has helped me, right? When my credit card, the points was up to a particular point, and for example, like I had, I think 30,000 balance Jamaican dollars, and my points were like 34,000 points, something like that. So they were able, I'd send an email to the financial institution, and well, no, honestly, what I did that, but honestly, how I knew about it was that when I went to the bank to pay on the credit card, the teller told me that based on the points that I have on my card, I could use it to pay off the points that I have. I could use it to pay off the balance that was on the card. And I said, really? I never really thought about it. And he said, yes, man, just send them an email and they would use it and credit it to the balance, and it will reduce it. And it worked. So you can just ensure that the credit card that you're using has that you're getting points, and you're able to do that as well. All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like the content, please subscribe, turn on your notification bell, guys, so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. Please like the videos, share the videos, comment on the videos, share the video to a friend, to a family who may use this content, or maybe interested in this content and see this content as useful to them. So please, I want to grow the channel, I want to expand, I want to share more information. Let me know what topics you would want me to address on this channel, what areas you want me to explore. You can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok at Empower Champions, and you can you will send me an email at empowerchampions@gmail.com if you want some help, whatever it is, or you need some assistance. You can just reach out to me. All right, guys, so please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye, everyone.